Welcome to the Floridaville Express. This show is hosted and produced by the team at Rocket Ship Consultants and is based on our popular podcast, The Floridaville. The Floridaville Express is a condensed show with all the elements the Floridaville audiences have come to love. Each week, we highlight people who are making an impact in or on Florida. We interview entrepreneurs, politicians, authors, small business owners, entertainers, professionals, and people who are making our Sunshine State shine. I'm Rosanna Catalano, an attorney with a background in television and radio news. I founded Rocket Ship Consultants, a strategic communications firm, and our mission is to launch your business or organization to the next level.
Hi, I'm Joy Tootle. I'm also an attorney. I'm a content creator, a podcast editor, and the operations director for Rocket Ship.
And I'm Jean Curtin. I'm also an attorney, a certified mediator, and I serve as the business partnerships director for Rocket Ship.
I'm so excited about our guest tonight. Our guest tonight is Melanie Griffin. Melanie is the founder of Spread Your Sunshine, and she's an attorney with Shoemaker Loop and Kendrick in Tampa, Florida. Melanie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here this evening with all of you.
Melanie, let's start by having you tell our audience, what is Spread Your Sunshine?
Spread Your Sunshine is my passion project that I started in 2017. It originally was started to scale my mentorship efforts and still is. We do lots of one-on-one mentoring as well as group mentoring. And then it's expanded over the past 3 or so years to include keynote speaking as well as consulting services, especially for people who are looking to pivot in their career and or build out their new small business when they need help with things like taxes or how to get their graphic or finding an accountant or a business bookkeeper, or whatever it may be.
Why was it important for you to create Spread Your Sunshine?
I really wanted to accomplish at least two things with Spread Your Sunshine. One was certainly the ability to scale mentorship, because at the time I love pulling up the next generation with my hand and making sure that they come along for the ride and that they have the same tools and resources that people helped me with. And what I realized though was that the one-on-one conversations were becoming so consuming that I could not serve everyone well. And at the same time, I also realized that a lot of mentees at a certain level have the same questions, no matter how uniquely phrased. And so I thought, man, if I can answer a lot of those basic questions on a bigger scale, whether it be through a podcast or a blog or articles or keynote speaking, and then they'd have those resources generally and either have their questions answered and or once we did connect, potentially have a shorter conversation, not because it's what I want, but just that's what time allows, then we would be able to really connect in a good way. And the second thing that I wanted to do with Spread Your Sunshine was really to streamline my branding, which has been so effective in terms of, you see me here tonight in my bright yellow. When people think of the sunshine, when they think of Florida, when they think of bright colors, when they think of happiness, positivity, mentorship, a lot of times they do think of the brand. And so I think it was effective in both of those goals.
I agree. I think so. Melanie, I think all of us are constantly in awe about all the balls that you're juggling. You're a talented attorney with a thriving practice. You've launched this new show and brand, Spread Your Sunshine. You serve as president of the Hillsborough Association for Women Lawyers. You stay actively involved with many other volunteer and professional activities. On top of that, you're a devoted wife, a loving mother to a toddler, and you're a great friend to so many people. So how do you successfully do all of those things?
So success is certainly in the eye of the beholder. And I say that because I think behind the scenes, a couple of the things I've gotten real comfortable with is that you are not going to get an A in every level of your life every single day. So when it looks like I'm quote unquote doing all those things well, I like to look at life as a holistic picture and on the long-term balance as opposed to in the short term. So in any one of those moments, if you look at any one of those categories, probably not getting an A in the majority of them. But on the balance, when you look at things in the longer term, then I think absolutely. And I love to point that out because so many people I've come to realize are trying to get an A in every area of their life every single day. And it's just so unrealistic. Two other things that I've done that have really helped me. One is that forming Spread Your Sunshine, while not an initial goal of the organization, what it helped me do was to learn to say no. So I knew that no was not a bad word and I was allowed to use it. I just had no idea when to do so. And so with Spread Your Sunshine, it really helped me because I learned that what I want to do is to focus on mentorship and helping others, especially small businesses and women and girls. And so with that, when I get approached, so for instance, I was approached by a diabetes walk several years ago, once I first formed Spread Your Sunshine, and they wanted me to chair the event. And I said, you know what? This is awesome. It has a great mission, but it doesn't do any of the things that I want Spread Your Sunshine to do. And every single second that I give to that other organization, I won't be growing my dream or helping my community. And so therefore I can give you a donation. Maybe I'll show up on walk day, but I can't be the person to chair that event. So it's giving me this really clear line of delineation. And the last thing is that I also time block pretty well in my calendar. I didn't have to do it quite as much during coronavirus, but I certainly have my eye on it now that things are opening back up even further. And so what I will do is that especially when things are busy, I will go through my calendar and ensure that at least 1 to 3 days per week, if possible, are completely blocked off. So they have absolutely nothing on them, but they just say MSG hold. Those are my initials. And my assistant and I know that unless we really, really have to utilize time on that day, that those are just white space on the calendar so that we can actually get things done and spend time with things and people that are meaningful to us, as opposed to giving all of our time away. And if that means that I can't get to lunch with you or, Jean or Ro for several weeks, I'm really sorry about that. But, it's the only way that I've found to really accomplish things and get the needle moving for Spread Your Sunshine and my family and other things that I'm dedicated to.
Yeah, those are great tips. And I love the part about learning to say no and that it's not a bad word.
Yes.
We're going to take a very quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to learn more about Melanie and get some words of advice from her.
At Rocket Ship Consultants, our mission is to take your organization to the next level. Our team develops strategic communication plans that help entrepreneurs, corporations, associations, and individuals reach new heights. Our consulting team is made up of attorneys with additional experience in journalism, public relations, politics, broadcasting, and advocacy. Let us help you take that dream you have for a podcast or video show and make it into a reality. We can create networking opportunities, educational forums, and interactive conferences to spread your message. Let our team provide you with fresh ideas and inspiration. Rocket Ship Consultants offers a variety of services, so check out our website at rocketshipconsultants.com. Take off with Rocket Ship Consultants and launch your organization with us.
Welcome back to the Floridaville Express. I think I recognize someone in that commercial. So tonight we are with Melanie Griffin, founder of Spread Your Sunshine and an attorney with Shoemaker Loop and Kendrick in Tampa, Florida. Melanie, what's one thing you wish you had known when you began your career?
One of the best things that I wish I had known was that you are talented from day one. I think it's so easy to walk into an organization, and while certainly in most jobs and in most areas of life, you should have humility and, not have too much inflated ego of yourself. At the same time, it's also not a reason to completely downplay your talents and skill sets. And I think so many times we do walk into an organization and we're so deferential to the other members of our team that certainly they have more substantive experience, more than likely, in that area, whether you're working on finance or accounting or legal things. But at the same time, you may have a soft skill set that is a complementary reason as to why they hired you, whether it's time management, connecting with clients, adding to the office culture morale that you bring. And you can really shine in that area and help the organization while you're learning that substantive skill set. So think about exercising it if it's appropriate in your place of work.
Great.
Now, I know, Melanie, that on the Spread Your Sunshine show, you talk a lot about, and I know you hate this word, but quote unquote failure and how you can learn from that. What is your biggest failure, if you're willing to share that with us, and what have you learned from it?
So I don't know if this is my biggest failure, but I'm going to roll with it because it's my first big failure that I can think of. I was selected to go to the honors piano camp the summer between my junior and senior years of high school. And at the time, I was really conflicted about becoming a music major or a business major or doing something else. And so the competition to get into the Florida State College of Music is pretty steep. And it was the same with their honors piano camp. And so there were applicants from all around the world. And I ended up being one of 30 that was selected. And you may be thinking, wow, well, I'm here to tell you what I am relatively positive happened. And I'm making this up for the purposes of embellishment. So I'm joking a little bit, but not a lot, is that they must have had at least 2 kids that couldn't make it. So I'm convinced that I was like number 32 of 30 and they just had to extend the, invitation to me. And I went and handed the Bible. I was number 30 of 30. And it was such a humbling experience because it was this intense program. I mean, all you did was play the piano for hours per day. You were with these rock stars from all over the world. The professors were looking at you in master classes and one-on-one, and then you had to go and play on stage. I mean, that was the worst, especially when you're number 30 out of 30, was to go play in front of this group and then get critiqued in front of everyone and try and hold it together, which I don't think I did very well at all at, a 17-year-old girl. And so it was a lot of humble pie. And I remember calling my mom crying and just having this awful experience. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have traded it for the world because I would never have had a successful music career. It was such a good experience in that it felt like a failure at the time, and it felt embarrassing at the time to display myself and not have the skill set that I felt like I needed to compete or do well in that setting. But it got me where I'm supposed to go. And music has continued to be a huge part of my life. I played the piano as a music director in undergrad and grad school. Just last night, my son and I already have him set up. He's only 3 years old, but we have the stickers on the piano so that he can read the letters and start working on it. So it's just such a joyous activity. And so I encourage everyone to think about that, as a lot of times failure in the moment your face is red, you're crying, you're frustrated, you're mad, you're angry. There's so many things associated with it. But once you have the opportunity to move on and get reflection, you really realize that people aren't just saying this to you. It got you where you were supposed to go and got you on the right path.
Great. I have to ask, how did you come up with the name Spread Your Sunshine? It is just so positive. It brings a smile to my face every time I see it. And the products you offer are fabulous. And full disclosure to the audience, I'm a customer of Spread Your Sunshine, but every person who has received one of those gifts loves it.
Yay, I'm so glad to hear it. I think part of it was I've always loved, sunshine. I'm a Florida native. My husband's a Florida native. We love spending time here. So I've always loved yellow from a young age. It's funny because I didn't have this idea until I was in my 30s. And I look back at pictures and see where even unknowingly back then, I was already in yellow or showing, a lightness towards this color. But part of it too, and this is actually a little entrepreneurial tip about websites, is that it was originally supposed to be called Spread the Sunshine. Just thinking again, it gives that connotation of spreading positivity and joy, which is partially what I wanted to do. And I went to GoDaddy.com and found that Spread the Sunshine was like $2,000. And my husband was like, I believe in your passion project, but not that much. And I'm saying that tongue in cheek, because it truly was just a passion project at that point. And so long story short is that I was, playing with it. I was like, wait, what about Spread Your Sunshine? Because not only does that truly convey even better than what I want it to, is it's all about you spreading your sunshine, not just the sunshine generally, but whatever is the sunshine for you, your joy and positivity. But beyond that, it was like $11.99 for that website. And so off we were to the races with Spread Your Sunshine. So that is a tip that I tell my legal clients as well, is one, before you pick your name and you're really committed to it, check some prices on some things, make sure the social media handles are available. But in doing that, you may come up with something that's as good, if not even better, and works for your budget.
You are so inspiring. And I think that the fact that you deal with inspirational products, and now that you have this inspirational show, in fact, your show has been so inspiring. I have to admit that I have watched and or listened multiple times to each episode, because there are so many valuable nuggets of advice that I get from both you and your guests. You have fabulous guests on your show. That being said, I'd love to know who inspires you.
Oh, so many people inspire me. a couple of people that I think about and I don't even know them. And so I love to remind people that I'm a huge advocate of mentorship. And so for me, two of my biggest mentors are certainly my mom, Jean Shoemaker, and my husband, Mike Griffin. My mom certainly just foundationally at my core set me up so well in life and continues to be such a good sounding board and mentor. My husband is definitely my biggest business mentor. As you may know, if you've listened to the show, I talk about him frequently. But for me, a lot of times these days, I look at people that I don't know for additional mentorship. So if you haven't seen the movies, I can't remember the name of it, but the Mr. Rogers movie that's new is certainly an inspiration. And there's a movie called Greater about, if I remember correctly, I think his name is Brandon Burlow. And there's a third movie that is escaping me right now, but if I think of it, I'll come back to you. But point being is that you just see these incredible acts of kindness and the way that people led their life. And so for me, what I really try and keep at my center is what type of experience do I want people to have with me? And at the end of the day, looking at Brandon Burlow as an example, is that I would want people to walk away like that. He certainly didn't let people walk all over him, but he was just such a pillar of, showing people kindness and what it was like to truly give grace during life. And so I try and keep that at my North Pole star so that when I do go to Negativityville, because we all do, trust me, my husband will say, you may spread sunshine in the community, but you don't always spread it at home. So it's a practice, not a perfection. But, then I try and think about things like that to pull me back to where I want to be in that experience I want to create for all my customers that include my dog, my husband, my son, everybody listening here, you guys, everybody in my life.
I love that. I think that is wonderful to think about how people are experiencing you. Well, I'm going to throw you a question from left field. Let's see how you do with this one. If you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would yours say and why?
Oh, that is such a good question. And I feel like it's payback for an interview that I did with Gary Lesser, our newly elected Florida Bar president. Recently, I threw him some left curveballs too. But I think for mine, it would say, you are awesome. And awesome would be in all caps. And the reason in particular I would pick that is not only do I genuinely think that most people are just truly awesome, but beyond that, one of the things that is another connection to Spread Your Sunshine that sometimes makes me sad is that I feel like when I was quote unquote growing up, that there was not as much investment in women and girls as what there is today. And so my hope was that when I was mentoring, that I would see a different reflection in the women and girls today that I was working with in terms of their self-confidence and the way that they presented an empowerment. And a lot of times I don't, every once in a while, but for the most part, those same fears and insecurities that I feel like people in our generation grew up with, I'm still seeing in our 18, 20-year-olds. And I think the statistics show that in terms of a lot of our male-dominated industries, that we still have less than 20% of women who are either participating in the industry whatsoever or getting capital funding or being able to have ownership interests, et cetera. And so I think that so many people give up on their dreams way too easily because it gets hard. And if you haven't had that training of resilience and really your mindset, that I get it. It's easy to give up because you think that it is a failure and it's safer to make a different play, but then you're also not giving the world the best you can of you. So if I could have any message out there to just help inspire people and reconfirm that message, it would absolutely be on my billboard.
I would love to see that billboard.
Yeah, lots of bright colors, as you might imagine. Yes.
Melanie, if our audience wants to stay connected with you and Spread Your Sunshine and make sure they don't miss a single episode, how may they do so?
Oh gosh. Well, I hope that is the case, of course. And so if you come to our website, spreadyoursunshine.com, then that's where you see all of our beautiful products that are behind me. And then I have some note cards here with me today. And also we are spreadyoursunshine.com. I'm sorry, at Spread Your Sunshine on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And that's also the name of our show. If you go on Spotify or Apple iTunes or any of the major podcast services, and then we're at sunshine_women on Twitter. So follow us on social, subscribe to our newsletter via our website, but connect with us one or any or all of the ways. We'd love to continue providing you with great material and resources.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Melanie. This really has been amazing, and you are amazing. That wraps up tonight's episode of the Floridaville Express. Be sure to join us every Monday at 8 p.m. for another episode. Next Monday, we will be speaking with Carlos Cruz, who is founder and CEO of Politics to Profit. And remember, you can watch previous episodes of the Floridaville Express on our YouTube channel and on Facebook.
Have you been looking for a way to expand the strength and reach of your company's brand? Well, we at Rocket Ship Consultants can help you with that. We can create a video show or podcast just like this one. Reach out to us if you have an interest in sponsoring our show. Sponsorships create positive long-term brand awareness and keep your organization connected and relevant. We have a variety of sponsorship packages at a surprisingly affordable price. Contact us for more information so that we may discuss how we can help you focus on this, keeping yourself in the spotlight and trailblazing. I can't even speak tonight. I don't know how awesome I am being.
You are.
It's
Monday.
So have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week.